Oh, no, I figured out to pick them. Commissioner McBoy, you can put your hand up.
No, I.
There you go. No, that's right. $50,000.
Oh, jeez. It's a historic chair.
It
It's gonna cost
is.
me a mint.
But it'll be tax exempt.
Two things. One, I was lucky enough to go to a follow-up workshop. I think I mentioned last fall that I did a training for elected officials called the Good Government Initiative, run, I think I mentioned it earlier, by Katie Sorensen and a whole troop of people from South Florida trying to help educate municipal officials to make more informed decisions, including ethics but a wide range of things. She did a follow-up workshop for all the alumni of multiple classes. She's done 5 years of it now. And the morning session was with Billy Johnson, the head of Enterprise Florida. We have a pretty good salesperson for Florida in Billy Johnson. He is quite something, but pretty knowledgeable. And he talked about P3s, public-private partnerships, as well as, well, that was his main focus, partly in relation to the, I don't know what they call it, we'll call it the channel that goes from Miami to the port of Miami, where they did a circular boring, like the channel under the, between France and England. And that was a public-private partnership. So it was pretty interesting to learn both the good things you can do with it and the pitfalls to watch out for, which is probably relevant to our city. The other one was, I guess fairly unrelated to that. I noticed that the front page of the New York Times this morning talked about resettling the first American climate refugees. I thought, wow, it's, things are moving along a little faster than one might have thought, but I was intrigued. This in this case was talking about a part of Louisiana, Ile de Jean Charles, which is an area that's on organic soils, and because of the cutoff of the Mississippi River, it's not rebuilding those, so they're sinking, and you have sea level rise happening at the same time. So the federal government's going to actually move the whole community, and a gentleman, director of the Tulane Institute on Water Resources Law and Policy, commented that, you know, this is a pretty big challenge. In that case, they're moving 60 people, so it's not a lot, but it's still pretty challenging. But it caught my eye that he said the challenges in organization and fair ways to move thousands or hundreds of thousands, or if you look at the forecast for South Florida, this is somebody from Louisiana, maybe even millions. I know that we don't want to think about these things, but we do have 2 items coming up on our agenda later on. I've spoken with William about those, and we're fine on them at the moment, but I think we do want to be learning from the rest of South Florida that is going pretty seriously on thinking of how to plan, how to go approach these really challenging things in a rational, fair, thought-through, thoughtful way.
Thank you.
So, those are my comments.
Mr. Russo?
Oh.
I'm going all
You're
crazy
mixing up.
on the
Well,
road.
you're gonna have to bear with me, it's been a long 2 weeks. Old Bridge Park cleanup, I wanna thank all the volunteers for coming out, and especially the Four Seasons sent their green team out. I just wanna thank everybody for being there. Homeless Coalition Luncheon was today. It was a great turnout, a lot of good things coming, so we'll keep you abreast on what we can do for the homeless actually in Lake Worth. We're at the table, so we're having that conversation. We talked about the Sober Home Roundtable with Lois Frankel. Again, I want to thank Lois Frankel and HUD for, you know, hearing our voice and actually taking that back, and hopefully they can come up with some good solutions. The Great Give is still going on. You can go home, you can get on your phones right now and donate. The CRA Lula is on that list among 500 other great charities that you can give to, so it's not too late. I think it goes till 11 o'clock tonight, so Great Give, it's time to give. Mango Festival, first annual Mango Festival coming up in June. A group of citizens said we want to do a Mango Festival in June because that's when mango season is. And I said, you know, let's run with it, and we've been helping them, so they've actually been able to do that. The flyers are in the lobby. H Street Park cleanup is coming up, And again, that's sponsored through the CRA. And H Street Park, if you remember, it's the park behind Compass. And over the years, we keep getting a little bit of money in grants, and we keep putting it in there. One year, we actually went in and did a kids' play area. One year, we put workout equipment. This year, we got another $2,000 grant, and we're actually going to do, we're working with the Memory Tree people, and they're actually going to put small boxes in for some educational gardens for the children. And we're going to do a big cleanup and, you know, do some of that. So that's coming up Saturday, May 21st, 8 to 11. So with Tropical Ridge Community and all the volunteers. So we encourage you to come out for that. Bear with me. Penny sales tax. You probably heard that Palm Beach County was looking to do a bond. If Palm Beach County did a bond, Lake Worth would pay into it and we wouldn't get anything. So I've been lobbying, and also the National League of Cities, Palm Beach County League of Cities have been working with looking to get that penny sales tax. What that means to the city of Lake Worth, based on the last numbers, and I'll give you an update from today, 16% would come into a municipality from that penny. And it means about $2 million to the city of Lake Worth, specifically for infrastructure. Now, today, the Palm Beach County League of Cities, Palm Beach County was actually looking at moving that forward. It would be on the ballot in November 8th, to come to the voters, for the voters to vote. And it was broken down, and a piece of it had actual cultural. It was through the Palm Beach County Cultural Council and the arts, and they were voted out today. So the way it came down today, first reading, a motion to change the plan to 50% schools, and this is out of a penny. So 50% would go to schools, 30% would go to the county, and 20% would go to municipalities. So based on the original 16%, it would meant about $2 million specifically to the city of Lake Worth for infrastructure. Every municipality would get their own piece based on their numbers, and there would be an oversight committee to look at the actual work that's going to be done in the cities. So, you know, I think that's a good thing, and the voters will get to vote on that hopefully November 8th. I'm very happy to be reappointed to the Palm Beach County League of Cities Board of Directors. You'll probably see some of the utilities, the utility wraps that have been going up around the city. That's part of LULA and the CRA. That was a grant that we got for the arts. We did 6 in and around the city, and there'll be another 4 going up by the beach. Palm Beach County Women's Foundation, I'm very happy to be appointed to their board. Sally Walsh actually was hired up at the beach, at the pool. You probably know her. She's been doing classes at the pool for years. She was actually hired, and I look forward to her extending her programs and bringing a lot of new things to the pool. Next week, the CRA, led by the CRA and Chip Guthrie, Shelley Vanna's office, myself, and also Felipe, we're actually going to meet with PalmTran. We've been talking to PalmTran for years now to bring the bus service back to the beach. If you remember, when the construction was going on at the beach, the bus service stopped. When we got the beach back, we actually asked them, and they didn't have the funding anymore. Then there were some issues with actually enough space. I think we've got it completed, and hopefully a representative from Shelley Vanna and the CRA, we can talk to them and bring that PalmTran service back to the beach. Derby Day, they mentioned Derby Day this Saturday at the Beach Club. This Saturday, I was happy to escort a tour of 35 people hosted by the Sugarcane League. We went out to Belle Glade and the Glades and looked at exactly what's growing out there, what goes on with the sugarcane, what's being released into our water, you know, a good educational tour, and we'll be doing more of that for the season. 4th of July, we're working hard with the 4th of July with staff, Emily with the CRA, and it's going to be a great 4th of July this year. And the last thing I wanted to mention, my staff got calls this week about if you don't give us a credit card and pay, your utility is going to get turned off. I just want to reiterate that the city of Lake Worth will not call you and tell you that your utility is going to be turned off. They will actually, you know, they won't take a payment. They might call you and say, we're going to come out and turn you off. But they give you time, but they're not going to take a payment over the phone. They're going to work with you. They're going to ask for you to come down. but they will not take a payment over the phone, so that is not something that the city of Lake Worth does. Okay, I think I'm good.
You sure you don't have anything else?
I might have.
Okay. Commissioner Meyer.
Thank you. Just one item, the Sister City Board finally has a quorum, and they are going to have their first meeting in a long time. That is next Monday, May 9th, I believe at 6 p.m., but verify on your schedules, I believe at 6 o'clock here in City Hall. So thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor?
Don't have much. I do want to follow up on Commissioner Amarosa's comments about the utility scam. Just had a phone call from a business this afternoon. Somebody called, identified themselves as being from FP&L, and suggested that they were going to have their power disconnected in 30 minutes if they didn't get over to CVS and make some sort of a transaction with CVS. And when they were challenged to say, well, you know, we're governed by Lake Worth Utilities, the company said, well, we bought Lake Worth Utilities. I thought I threw that out there because I knew there was something on there. I forgot to tell you guys, we sold the utilities last week. But I'm sure we're all smart enough not to get suckered into that. Anyway, I don't have much. You know, I did go to the Homelessness Coalition luncheon today and enjoyed myself thoroughly and got some cool information. I do want to let everybody know that the City Manager Mike Bornstein is not with us this evening. Unfortunately, he's with his father in Tallahassee. His father is not doing well, so if we could just keep the Bornstein family in our prayers, I think that would be very nice for us. So that's all I have, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. And in reference to people saying they're FP&L and all that, I just had a neighbor come knock on my door last night at 8:30 saying she was in the backyard in her pool with her granddaughter, and some guy came into her backyard and said he was there to read the meter for the oil. She said, is there oil for anything down here? I said, so that's literally what they said for the oil. And she stood up and said, get out, whatever. The person went out there and was driving around in a pickup truck through the neighborhood. So just
Lots of scams.
yeah, just be very, very careful with the phone. And I also got a phone call, a recorded message too, saying something about paying from the city too. So I'll get that stuff together. I have a number of things. One thing I wanted to ask of seriousness, and I mentioned this, Jack, earlier, but I want to put it formally on the record for Jamie and for staff. With the MPO, every year there are a couple of opportunities, two of which I want to highlight right now for us. One is the Local Initiatives Program, and the other is the Transportation Alternatives Program. When we've talked about Boutwell and the lovely veto of our governor and these other things, these are some of the programs that we've applied to, and we've been told that we needed to be at a specific level in the 5-year plan, the long-range plan, and you've heard me mention that before. But every year, I want to give you an idea of projects and monies that are available to us. The Local Initiatives Program sets aside at least $17 million. And the cities that win these grants get $2.5 million for individual projects. And the Transportation Alternatives Program is $750,000 a project. Now that Greenway that Erica Whitfield helped us with a while back is one of those $750,000. So I would like to ask staff, please, and we can maybe include this in our budget discussions, fellow commissioners. When we were working on the bond, regardless of whether it passed or didn't, we did a lot of the necessary homework for roadway plans and putting together and combining utility plans with road projects. I think regardless, even though we're not a shoo-in for each time, you know, and all of the municipalities are fighting against it, we should have a large group of projects that we've already done the homework on that can be applied for each year. And I didn't see us on the list. I know Jamie sits on that board, and I didn't see him put anything forward. So I want to make sure that we have the next year to get all of the projects we can get on that we can apply for on this, and that we as a commission get to vet them properly together to make sure, because for all the stuff that we've done the homework, let's grab the money that we can get, okay? So let's all kind of come together with that one. Was at a number of things, and at the MPO meetings there were some great discussions, and I'll talk about that another time, because I want to get to this. Brian Kirsch Arbor Day proclamation was out there. It was a wonderful experience. Also, I was able to be at the 100th year anniversary, First Presbyterian Church, Pastor Joan Abel, and celebrating 100 years of founding church in our community. So if you have a chance, please go over there. They're doing such a wonderful job. And they're working on new programs to work with kids and underprivileged kids and teaching them instruments and piano and whatever. So I'm hoping to donate my piano maybe at this, so she can teach some more people. I brought a proclamation. Remember last time there was nobody here from the water department when we did the proclamations? So I got to go over there and hang out with the gang and bring my proclamation over there so to make sure that they know, they feel the love from us. I also got to be out with the kids, our soccer program out at Grimes Field and Memorial Field. It was wonderful. It was the award celebration. It's one of my favorite highlights of being mayor. I get to be with these little ones that just make your heart scream. And to give you an idea, and just to think about how Lake Worth is growing and changing in certain lovely, positive ways. You know, when we got here, when I got here 4.5 years ago, we were all talking at that time about eliminating some of our sports programs, and we got a chance to put some money back into the sports programs, and we had the soccer program that had just started that time with like 38 kids that were in there. Just last year we had 200 kids in the soccer program, and more families, according to Steve Hahn in Recreation, more families are moving in, lots of kids are getting involved in the programs. So I got to give out the medals around their necks. They were like Olympic champions. Volunteer breakfast was wonderful. I also want to thank a business owner, and thank you guys for bearing with me. I went and did a presentation on behalf of a business last time that was up for an Impact 100 grant. And I gave that, I would like to congratulate them on the $16,000, wishing they got $100,000, but $16,000 is a start. And I'll cancel that one, cancel that one, cancel that one. Pickleball, got a chance to experience pickleball, and I'm gonna actually challenge you right now. I will be out there tomorrow, if it's not raining, to learn how to play pickleball. If you will come out and join me. Apparently our day classes are sold out, they're packed, and they're at maximum capacity, but they started some nighttime pickleball. It's sort of like, I watched it for a while last week. It's like sort of like ping pong and tennis all combined on the tennis court. It's actually, you don't have to run as far. It's a little bit more condensed and the court is smaller, but it's kind of cool. It's right in your neighborhood. So yeah, come on out and whoop my butt in pickleball. It won't be hard because I don't know how to play yet, but I'll challenge you to that. Thank you all very, very much. All right, let's take a quick break and then we'll